सह गणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश। हे कृष्ण करुणसिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तु ते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौरङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिविकास स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणि प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। शृणुतां स्वकथाः कृष्णः पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनः हृद्यन्तस्त्वय्य भद्राणि विधुनोति सुहृसतां नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवति उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। एते चांशकलाः पुंसः कृष्णस्तु भगवान् स्वयम् इन्द्रारिव्याकुलं लोकं मृडयन्ति युगे युगे। इदं भागवतं नाम पुराणं ब्रह्मसंहितम् उत्तमश्लोकचरितं चकार भगवान् ऋषिः निःश्रेयसाय लोकसधन्यं स्वस्तये नमः। कृष्णे सुदामोपगते धर्मज्ञानादिभिः सह खलु न शुश्रूषामेषा पुराणार्को दिनोदितः। कृष्ण कृष्ण महाबाहो भक्तानाम् अभयंकर त्वम् एको दह्यमानानाम् अपवर्गोऽसि संस्कृतेः। त्वमद्यः पुरुषः साक्षादीश्वरः प्रकृतेः परः मायां विदसति चत्या कैवल्यसितात्मनि। स एव जीवलोकस्य मायामोहितचेतसः विदस्ते स्वेन वीरेण श्रेयो धर्मादिलक्षणम्। तथायं चावतारस्ते भो भाजिहिषया स्वानां चानन्यभावानाम् अनुध्यानय चासुकृत्। पाहि पाहि महायोगिन् देवदेव जगत्पते नान्यं त्वद्भयं पश्यत्र मृत्युः परस्परं। नमस्ये पुरुषं त्वाद्यमीश्वरं प्रकृतेः परम् अलक्ष्यं सर्वभूतानाम् अन्तर्बहिरवस्थितं मायाजं अदोक्ष्यम् अव्ययम् न लक्ष्यसे मूढदृशो नटनाट्यधरो यथा। तदा परमहंसानां मुनीनाम् अमलात्मनं भक्तियोगविधानार्थं कथं पश्यामि हि श्रियः। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमः पङ्कजनाभाय नमः पङ्कजमालिने नमः पङ्कजनेत्राय नमस्ते पङ्कजाङ्ग्रे। अति विश्वेषु विश्वात्मन् विश्वमूर्ते स्वकेषु मे स्नेहपाशम् इमं चिन्तिदुरं पाणिषु त्वयि मेनन्ये विषयामतिर्मदपते सत्कृरतिमुद्वाहत गङ्गेव भूदन्वति। श्रीकृष्ण कृष्ण सख विष्णुर्षभावनिधृतराजन्यवंशदहनानपवर्घवीर्य गोविन्द गोद्विजसुराटहरावतार योगेश्वर किल गुरो भगवन्नमस्ते। योगेश्वर किल गुरो भगवन्नमस्ते। योगेश्वर किल गुरो भगवन्नमस्ते। तुलयामलवेनापि न स्वर्गं न पुनर्भवं भगवत्सङ्गीसङ्गस्य मत्येनां किमुत शशः। पुनश्च भूयात् भगवत्यनन्ते रतिः प्रसङ्गशतदाश्रयेषु महस्तु यां यामुप्यां सृष्टिं मैत्रसु सर्वत्र नमो द्विजेभ्यः। ॐ नमो भगवते राधा गोविन्दाय नमः। हरे कृष्ण। Okay, so Hare Krishna dear devotees, thank you for joining this evening. So today we are in the Srimad Bhagavatam, third canto, chapter 4. So today, at the end of the session, we are going to do some Radharani, how to worship Radharani, the glories of Radharani and the beauty of Radharani, and how to worship her. So though I'm going to recite some shlokas to worship Radharani. So because if it is not possible, you can do through your mind when we are just saying the flower offerings, arghya, padya, those things. And then later on, we are glorifying Radharani and then requesting some kind of boon. And then later on Kartik Purnami, Krishna also glorifies Radharani. That prayer is also there. So we are going to go through that one. So after at the end of our session. Okay, I shall just giving an indication. What is our session? Okay, can I request Jyoti Mataji to give me access so that I can share the screen?
Hare Krishna, yes, Prabhuji. I'm so sorry. You can share now.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. So in the Srimad Bhagavatam, so in the fourth chapter, third canto, fourth chapter. So here Vidura, uh, so Uddhava is speaking to Vidura, saying that Uddhava has met Krishna in a lonely, secluded place. At that time, Maitreya Muni also came and he was hearing whatever Krishna is speaking to Uddhava. So in the last two verses, just to recap, Tasmin Mahabhagavato Dvaipayana Suhrud Saka Lokan Anucharan Siddha Asasada Yadruchaya. Oh Vidura, when I was with Krishna, at that time, Maitreya Rishi also came. So Asasada Yadruchaya. So by on his own accord. And then Tasyanuraktasya Muner Mukundaha Pramoda Bhavan Pramoda Bhava Anata Kandarasya Ashrinvato Mam Anuragahasa Samikshaya Vishrama Yun Uvacham. So when I was with Krishna, when Krishna was speaking to me, and this Maitreya Rishi keeping his hands like folding, and he was hearing all the instructions that Krishna was hearing to me. Krishna was speaking to me. So likewise, Uddhava is saying to Vidura. So today, what Krishna is actually spoken to Uddhava. So that is, we are in the Srimad Bhagavatam, third canto, chapter 4, verse number 11. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Vedāhamantah manasi ipsitam te dadami yattaddarvāpamanyaihi satrehe pura visujam vasunam matsiddhikamena vasotvayeshtaham Vedāham antah manasi ipsitam te Vedāham. O Uddhava, so Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. So Krishna is speaking to Uddhava. Vedaham Antaha. So I know, Vedaham, I know, Antaha, within, Manasa Ichitam Te. So in the mind, O Uddhava, Manasi Ichitam, whatever you are desiring, Dadami Yattad Duravapam Anyaihi, Dadami Yattad. So Dadami is, I give you Yattad, which is that Duravapam, it is very difficult to achieve. Dadami yattad duravapam anyaihi, by others. So it is not possible for any verse. So what is that Uddhava was desiring? Satre pura vishwa sujam vasunam. So in the ages of your Satre pura vishwa sujam vasunam Visvasujam is the of those who expanded this creation. So in those days of your so and what is happening Vasunam the of the Vasus Matsiddhikamena with a desire to achieve my association. Matsiddhikamena Vaso Jaya Istaham Vaso O Vasu. So Krishna is addressing Uddhava as Vasu. So he was one in the days of your his name was Vasu, one of the Vasus. Vasotvaya istaha. So by you, istaha, the ultimate goal of life. So you were desiring that my association in the days of yore, when everyone are trying to do um, their sacrifices at the time, you desire to achieve my association, which is very difficult to attain by others. But I award it onto you. Likewise, Krishna is saying, Vedahamantaha manasipchitam te dadami yattad duravapam manyaihi satre pura visvasajam vasunam matsiddhikamena vaso tvayeshtaha. So, translation for this was, O Vasu, I know from within your mind that what you desired in the days of yore, when the Vasus and other demigods responsible for expanding the universal affairs performed sacrifices. You particularly desired to achieve my association. This is very difficult to achieve. It is very difficult for others to obtain, but I award it unto you. So Krishna said to Uddhava. And purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So Uddhava is one of the eternal associates of the Lord, and a plenary portion of Uddhava was one of the 8 Vasus in the days of yore. The 8 Vasus and the demigods in the upper planetary system, who are responsible for the management of the universal affairs, performed a sacrifice in the days of yore, desiring to fulfill their respective ultimate goals in life. At that time, an expansion of Uddhava, acting as one of the Vasus, desired to become an associate of the Lord. The Lord knew this because he is present in the heart of every living entity as Paramatma, the super consciousness. In everyone's heart, there is the representation of super consciousness, who gives memory to the partial consciousness of every living entity. The living entity, as partial consciousness, forgets incidents of his past life, but the superconsciousness reminds him how to act in terms of his past cultivation of knowledge. Bhagavad Gita confirms this fact in various ways. Ye yata mam prapadyante tam saraiva bhajamyaham. And sarvasya chahum hridi sannivishto matta smriti jnanam apohanam cha. So these are the Bhagavad Gita confirmations. Everyone is at liberty to desire as he likes, but the desire is fulfilled by the Supreme Lord. Everyone is independent to think or desire, but the fulfillment of one's desire depends on the supreme will. This law is expressed as man proposes, God disposes. In the days of yore, when the demigods and Vasus performed sacrifice, Uddhava, as one of the Vasus, desired to enter into the association of the Lord, which is very difficult for those busy in empiric philosophical speculation or fruitive activities. Such persons have practically no information of the facts about becoming an associate of the Lord. Only pure devotees can know by the mercy of the Lord that personal association of the Lord is the highest perfection of life. The Lord assured Uddhava that he would fulfill his desire. It appears that when Lord informed him by his indication to Uddhava, the great sage Maitreya finally became aware of the importance of entering into the association of the Lord. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So here in this purport, Prabhupada is explaining, so Krishna has got so many eternal associates in the spiritual planets. And here, those associates, they come into this material world for the, who are responsible for management of the universal affairs. So their amshas will come into this material world. They do not directly come, but they are always with Krishna. So here, those demigods, when they are in the, here Vasus are meant for, if we are worshipping Vasus, we get so much of wealth. That is said in the Srimad Bhagavatam second canto, in this third chapter, when Sukadeva Goswami explains to Parikshit, if you worship this god, you will get this one. Likewise, there, if you worship Vasus, you get so much of wealth. So at that time, they were performing these sacrifices just to fulfill their ultimate goals in life. Someone maybe wanted to become some rich, or someone wanted to become famous, like one of those 6 opulences. Everyone are trying in their own way. So they're desiring to fulfill their respective ultimate goals. So at that time, an expansion of Uddhava acting as one of the Vasus. So here one of the Vasus, Bhishma Sena, he is all Bhishma Dev. He is also one of the Vasus in his previous life. He was Prabhas. He was Prabhas. Um, so here Uddhava in his expansion, he is also Vasu, desired to become an associate of the Lord. So here he was desiring become associate of this. So desires cannot be stopped. Desires they will keep on coming into because that is the nature of the living entity. But what kind of desires he needs to have, that he can choose. But he cannot stop the desires. But here Vasu desire is to become an associate of the Lord. So here, whenever Tvam Bhakti Yoga Paribhavita Sutsaroja Aste Sutekshta Pato Nanada Pumsam Yadhyadhyad Urghai Vibhavayanti Tadhadvapuhu Pranase Sad Anugrahaya. And a devotee, whatever he is desiring, and Tvam Bhakti Yoga Paribhavita Sutsaroja, and with if he keeps one Krishna in his heart with so much of love and devotion, then yadhyadhyata gurugai yadhyadhyata. So whatever one desires, dhyata, gurugai vibhavayanti, tadhadvapuhu pranase sad anugrahaya. The Lord awards such kind, he appears in his form. For example, I wanted to see the Lord in four-handed form, like Bhishma desired when he was living. So Krishna appeared in four-handed form in front of Bhishma. And here, Vasu, he wanted to have an association of the Lord with Krishna here in the two-handed form. So that is what Uddhava is, the eternal associate of the Lord, one of the eternal associates of the Lord. So here the Lord knew this because he is present in the heart of every living entity as a Paramatma, as the super consciousness. He is the Upadrashta Anumanta, उपद्रष्टानुमन्ता च भर्ता भोक्ता महेश्वरः परमात्मेति चाप्युक्तो पुरुषः प्रकृतेः परः. He is the supreme personality of God. He is the upadrashta anumant. He gives the permission for the living entity to enjoy whatever he desires. But he is the witness. Upadrashta anumanta cha bharta bhokta maheshwaraha. He is also husband of all the living entities. Bharta bhokta, he is the enjoyer. Paramatmeti, he is the supreme, he is the super soul. He is witnessing the living entities, activities. So, Ishvara sarvabhutanam viddeshe junatistati, Brahmayan sarvabhutani, yantra ruhudani maya. So, likewise, the Lord always, he says, uh, in everyone's heart, there is the representation of the super consciousness who gives memory to the partial consciousness of every living entity. This is again sarvasya chahunkriti sannivishto matta smriti jnanam apohanam cha vedasharaver ahameva vedho vedant vedvehe videva chaham. So he gives memory to the partial consciousness of every living entity whenever whatever he desires. But here again, whenever we are engaged in the materialistic activities, I wanted to become rich, I wanted to have good house, I wanted to have good family, all material desires. Then what happens? Prakritehe karmani gunaihi karmani sarvashaha ahankar vimudhatma kattaham iti manyate. And he will be conditioned by the nature. He will go through so much of miseries. That is only one thing. Living entity, he does not know that one. He thinks that he is doing, he is controlling, but he is always going through painful conditions because he is conditioned by the mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance. But here, nature is working on him. But kattaham iti manyate, but ahankar vimudatma. But one thinks that I am doing everything. That way, living entity thinks. So here the living entity, but only whenever living entity desires, the nature arranges all sequence of activities throughout the life. But he can change the desire. So here the living entity as partial consciousness forgets the incidents of his past life, but the super consciousness reminds him how to act in terms of his past cultivation of knowledge. This is by past cultivation of knowledge. So there are so many actions and reactions that one has to go through, either by speaking or by acting. Of course, there are some concession for the mind. Kushilanu asidhanti na itarani uh, na itarani krutaha. So there is one thing. Kalina na anudveshtihi saranga iva sarabhuk. Parikshit Maharaj, he was not envious towards the Kali Purusha, because in this age of Kali, as soon as one thinks, it will come into the auspiciousness, results will be obtained. But for other things, the bad things, until he performs bad things, he does not get the results. So there is concession in thoughts, but while speaking and doing activities, so all these things one can control here. The Lord gives those intelligence, but when he is in the devotees, that is the internal potency of the Lord. देहोऽपि दैवशुखः खलु कर्म यावत् स्वारम्भकं प्रतिसमीक्षित एव सासुः. So, Swarambakam Pratisamikshita Eva Sasuhu, all the activities that he has already started, all his senses, they will come under the divine Dehopi Daivashagaha, Kalu Karma Yavat, everything comes under Krishna's direction. Then he will act as an instrument, that is the devotee. But other people, they are acting according to the Maya because of their Durasayaha, unlawful desires. So here Bhagavad Gita confirms this fact in various ways. Ye yatamam prapadyante tam sataiva bhajamyaham. So here Uddhava, he was desiring to have association of the Lord directly. That's why Krishna allowed him and he awarded him Madhanugrahat. So that one he says later on. Everything whatever we are doing, all these things, yachakadhangamastotram matkata abhyudayankitam yadva tapasya nista sayesha mad anugrahaha. Everything, whatever the tapasya you are doing, and whatever the stotras you are doing every day, waking up and performing all the activities, sayesha mad anugrahaha, everything by my mercy only, because you are desiring to come to me, just desiring. So here, ye tamam prapadyante tam sarva bhajamyaham mama vatman vartante manushaha parda sarvashaha. So likewise, Krishna says here, I will reciprocate according to the living entity's desire. And I give the intelligence and I also give the forgetfulness according to the living entity's desire. And then further, every living entity, everyone is at liberty to desire as he likes. So as long as his consciousness, he never stops thinking or never stops desiring. But desire is fulfilled by Supreme Lord. So everyone is independent to think or desire. Even when Krishna says, giving all knowledge to Arjuna, Ete chasi tata kuru, do whatever you like, O Arjuna. Lord does not interfere with the small independence of the living entity. But the fulfillment of one's desire depends on the supreme will. This law is expressed as man proposes and God disposes. So here, when we are desiring unlawful things, loko vikarma niritah kushale pramattaha karmanyem tvad bhavdachine sve yastavadasya balvaniha jivitasham sajjahyanati animishaya namostu tasmai. Like Brahma prays to the Lord, saying that, my dear Lord, if we do not hear about your instructions, whatever you have spoken in various scriptures, then this living entity's plans all will be cut to the pieces. Sajjahyanati animishaya namostu tasmai. So I am offering my praise unto that Lord, like as Brahma says. So man proposes, God disposes. If it is unlawful thing, he will be coming into the Maya clutches. So in the days of yore, when demigods and Vasus performed sacrifice, Uddhava as one of the Vasus desired to enter into the association of Lord, which is very difficult for those busy in empiric philosophical speculation or fruitive activity. This is again, unless they are dovetailing everything in relation to Krishna, they cannot achieve anything. There is no auspiciousness for them. This is Naijyamanuyo Yukta Bhagavati Akilatmani Sadrusvasti Sivah Panta Yoginam Brahma Siddhaye. So this again Kapila Bhagavan says, until they um, uh, come to Krishna consciousness, there is no auspiciousness for even though Brahma Siddhaye, Yoginam Brahma Siddhaye, Naijjhamaniya Bhaktya, Bhagavati Akilatmani, Sadruso Siva, the Siva Panta. So because unless they come to Krishna, they're all of their mental speculators. It is a in the previous verses also Prabhupada was explaining. Just it is kind of a husking the empty grain, something like that. We don't. There is no actual grains. तपस्विनो दानपर यशस्विनो मनस्विनो मंत्रविद सुमंगलाः क्षेमं न विनन्ति विना यदर्पणम्. So that is unless they offer everything, tapasvino, manasvino, mantrivida, sumangalaha, kshemam vinnanti, kshemam na vindanti vina. So until yadarpanam, all of those things to Krishna. So tasmai subhadrasravase namo namaha. So such such persons have practically no information of the facts about becoming an associate of the Lord. So only the pure devotees can know by the mercy of the Lord that the personal association of the Lord is the highest perfection of life. The Lord assured Uddhava that he would fulfill his desire. One second, please. So just offering Kartika. So just Tulsi Harati. Okay, so such persons have practically no information of the facts about becoming associate of the Lord. So here, devotees desire, I wanted to become a father, I wanted to become mother, I wanted to become a friend, I wanted to become a lover. So this is kama krodha bhaya snehad yata bhakteshware manaha tadagham hitva yata so tadgatim bahavaha tadgatim gataha. So many people, some people wanted to become kamad, krodod, and kamad, veshad, bhayat, krodhat in different ways. They will associate with Krishna. So that is, but pure devotees, they are in the like a servant or a father, mother, vashalya, like different kinds of mellows. It is only devotees, the privileges. That is the highest perfection of life. And Lord assured Uddhava that he would fulfill his desire. It appears that when the Lord informed him by his indication to Uddhava, the great sage Maitreya finally became aware of the importance of entering into the association of the Lord. So here, why Krishna is saying to Uddhava here, so that Maitreya get the attention that association of the Lord is very important. So until that time, Prabhupada previously explained that Maitreya has got a mixed of devotion and also knowledge. But now, after hearing Krishna's instructions directly from Krishna, then Maitreya will become more enlightened in the association of the Lord. What is the value of association? We know that Satam Prasangan Mama Viri Samvido Bhavanti Hrutkarna Rasayana Kataha तज्जोषणादासु अपवर्गवत्मनि श्रद्धा रतिः bhakti अनुक्रमिष्यति. So these are the beauty of satam prasangan mama viri samvidho. So this is the beauty of it. So devotees association, wherever devotees are there, the Lord is always present there. So likewise, Prabhupada is mentioning here, and Lord is speaking to Uddhava that association of the Lord is very difficult, but I awarded unto you. Likewise, Krishna says here, वेदाहमन्तः मनसीक्षितं ते ददामि यत्तद् दुर्वापम् अन्यैः सत्रे पुरा विसृजां वसूनां मत्सिद्धिकामेन वसो त्वयेष्टः मत्सिद्धिकामेन वसो त्वयेष्टः. So that is that verse. So we shall move to the next verse. And here in the next verse, so Krishna is assuring to Uddhava that, oh Uddhava, this life is very last life for you in this material world. And then after that, you will go back to the Vaikuntha Loka. And also because you are pure devotee. That's why you are able to meet me in the secluded place. Likewise, he is saying, स एष साधो चरमो भवानाम् आसादितस्ते मद अनुग्रहो यत् यन्मां नृलोकान् रहवुत्सृजन्तम् ददृश्वान् विहितानुवृत्य स एष साधो चरमो भवानाम् स एषः. So that of those sadhu, O honest Uddhava, charma bhavanam, the ultimate of all your incarnations, your appearances in this material world, your expansions or whatever it is, all your incarnations as Vasu. Um, charma bhavanam asaditaste mad anugrahoyat. Asaditaha is the now achieved te unto you. So that is mat anugrahat, by my mercy. At every place we need the mercy of the Lord. Mad anugrahat, yet as it is, and yenmam dulokam braha visurjantam, because yet yenmam dulokam, the planet of the conditioned souls, rahaha, in seclusion, visurjantam, while quitting, distya, by seeing, dadrushvan, what you have seen, vishida anuvritya, by unflinching devotion. So whenever Krishna is winding up all his pastimes, and he was sitting under the Ashwatha tree. So there are trees like sometimes the Ashwatha tree is the people tree. Sometimes we see that it is a banyan tree, but banyan tree is called Nyagrodha. This is Panas Udumbara Ashwatha Plaksha Nyagrodha Hingubihi. So these are different. Burjaihi, Voshadibihi, Pugaihi, Rajapugaihi, Jambubihi, different auspicious trees. They exist in the Himalaya mountains. But here, Krishna is sitting under the Ashwatha tree, is the people tree. Nyagrada is the banyan tree. So he is sitting under the people tree. Because I'm specifying this one, because in the previous statements, somewhere I have seen it is a banyan tree, but actually it is a people tree. So here, he is sitting under the Ashwatha tree. So dischargdrushwan Vishdanurutya. So by unflinching devotion, Buddha was able to meet Krishna when he was winding up his pastimes. So translation for this verse. So, O honest one, your present life is the last and supermost, because in this time of life you have been awarded my ultimate favor. Now you can go to my transcendental abode Vaikuntha. By leaving this universe of conditioned living entities, your visit to me in this lonely place because of your pure and unflinching devotional service is a great boon for you. So here generally whenever Krishna is leaving, it is he goes like in a secret way or confidential way. Of course, whenever he is antardhana, whenever he is doing by his internal potency, but here Uddhava is meeting him in those last moments. Okay, so purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. When a person is fully conversant with knowledge of the Lord, as far as can be known by a perfect living entity in the liberated state, he is allowed to enter into the spiritual sky, where the Vaikuntha planets exist. The Lord was sitting in a lonely place, just about to disappear from the vision of the inhabitants of this universe. And Uddhava was fortunate to see him even at that time, and thus receive the Lord's permission to enter Vaikuntha. So here again, taking the permission from the Lord. And the Lord is everywhere at all times, and his appearance and disappearance are merely experience of the inhabitants of the particular universe. He is just like the sun. The sun does not appear or disappear in the sky. It is only the experience of men that in the morning the sun rises and in the evening the sun sets. The Lord is simultaneously both in Vaikuntha and everywhere, within and without Vaikuntha. Goloka eva nivasati akilatma bhuto. Even though he is in the Goloka, at the same time he is in the heart of all the living entities. And giving the analogy of the sun, so though sun always existing in the sky, but it is in our experience that we see the morning time as a sunrise and evening time as the sunset time. So likewise, Prabhupada is giving this analogy, but Lord is always existing, but it is only for the naked eyes. Sometimes it is his appearance and disappearance. That way we feel it. But a devotee, he sees the Lord all the time. Okay, he is not separated. Um, okay, so that is this verse. Sayesh sadho charmo bhavanam asaditaste mad anugroho yet yanmam dulokan raha vusrujantam dischad drushwan visadanurutya. So by pure unflinching and devotional service is a great boon for you. That's why you are able to meet me in the lonely place. That is from that verse. And then going to the next verse. पुरा मया प्रोक्तम् अजायनाभ्ये पद्मे निषन्नाय ममादि सर्गे ज्ञानं परं मन्महिमावभासं यत्सूर्यो भागवतं वदन्ति. So here Krishna is saying to Pura maya proktum ajayanabhye. Uh, so Puramaya. So by whatever I'm going to speak to you, O Uddhava, so this knowledge is proktam. It was said to unto Brahma, who is born out of the navel Ajayanabhye. Padme Nishannaya Mamadi Sarghe. So Padme on the lotus flower, Nishannaya, Nishannaya onto the one who is situated on the Padme Nishannaya. Mama Adi Sarghe, Mama Adi Sarghe, in the beginning of the creation. Jnanam Param Man Mahimabhasam, Jnanam Param, the knowledge of the sublime. Jnanam Param, the transcendent knowledge or sublime knowledge. Mat Mahima, my transcendental glories. Mahima Avbhasam, that which clarifies. Yat Soryo Bhagavatam Vatanti. So that great learned sages call that knowledge as Bhagavatam. They say like that, Bhagavatam. So likewise, Krishna is saying to Uddhava, he is going to speak that Bhagavatam, whatever spoken to Brahma. Puramaya proktum ajayanabhye padme nishannaya mamadi sarghe jnanam paramman mahimavabhasam yat suryo bhagavatam vadanti. So translation. So, O Uddhava, in the lotus millennium, in the days of yore, at the beginning of the creation, I spoke unto Brahma, who is situated on the lotus that grows out of my navel, about my transcendental glories, which the great sages describe as Srimad Bhagavatam. So, Srimad Bhagavatam, here again, Krishna says that it contains all of my glories, my transcendental glories. So, this was spoken to Brahma. So, in the second canto also, we have seen that Lord spoke the Chatishloki Bhagavata unto Brahma. So, purport by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The explanation of the Supreme Self as given to Brahma and already explained in the second canto of this great literature is further clarified herein. The Lord said that the concise form of Srimad Bhagavatam as explained to Brahma was meant to elucidate his personality. The personal explanation of those 4 verses in the second canto is nullified herewith. Sridhar Swami also explains in this connection that the same concise form of Bhagavatam concerned the pastimes of Lord Krishna and was never meant for impersonal indulgence. So again, so here Krishna is saying that my transcendental glories, this is Man Mahimavabhasam. Bhagavatam is Man Mahimavabhasam. It is not the impersonal thing. Krishna never said that one. Prabhupada is stressing that point here. That is about only Krishna. So, but here, whenever the Lord says those chatushlokis like aham evasam evagre nan yad yad sad asat param pasyadaham ideta cha yoshishet sosmyaham pratyadham yat pratyeta na pratyeta cha atmani tad vijjad atmano bhasam yata Yatatamaha. So likewise, Yatamahanti Bhutani Bhuteshu Chaucheshvanu Pravishtani Apravishtani Tata Teshvam Natveshvaham Etavadyev Jijnasam Tatvijnasunatmanah Anvaya Vitrekabhyam Yatcha Sarvatra Sarvada Etanmatam Samatista Paramen Samadhina Bhavan Kalpa Vikalpeshu Navimuhiti Karechit. So after saying this Chatushloki Bhagavata, O Brahma, you situate yourself in this and always contemplate on me. I am the only existed all the time. Everything which is disconnected to me, it is just only illusory energy. And like all the living entity, the Panchbhutas enter into the bodies of the living entities. Likewise, I also exist inside this universe and also outside the universe. And everyone's research is until they come and find my lotus feet. That is called a knowledge. Likewise, in a four nutshells verses, the Lord spoke to Brahma, and Brahma spoke to Narada Muni, saying that, explaining in a little bit more detailed way, and then he says, Narada Muni saying that, Tvam vidyetat vipuli kuru, O Narada, you explain more in elaborately. Likewise, and also when you are explaining, so that it should be that people should be taking to the devotional service. It sankalpa varnayaha it sankalpya varnaya, but determination that you preach in such a way that everyone take to the devotional service. Nunam, uh, nunam bhaktir bhavishyati, nunam bhaktir bhavishyati. So bhakti should be happen. In such a way you need to preach. It is not like formality sake you go and say something like that. But as soon as the humans live, hear this one, they have to take to the bhakti onto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that is Srimad Bhagavatam. And Pibante Bhagavat Atma Satam Katamrutam Sravanapute Samrutam Punante Visha Vidushitasayam Brajanti Tacharana Sarorahantikam. As soon as one hears the Srimad Bhagavatam through the ear holes, and then Punante Vidusha Vidota Punandite Visha Vidutasayam, he will be free from the all material contaminations. And then Vrajanti Tacharana Sarorahantikam, he will come to the lotus feet of the Lord. In such a Sukadeva Goswami says to Parikshit in the second canto. That is Srimad Bhagavatam. So here Krishna is saying that people call that my transcendent glories are Srimad Bhagavatam. Likewise, he is saying, so just to stop here. So just dear devotees, if you have got any questions, kindly raise, or anything to share, kindly share. Or we shall move into the Radharani's glories and puja, and how to worship her, and how to request a boon from Radharani, and what Krishna has glorified Radharani. Before we go there, so kindly ask any questions if you have. Hare Krishna. Okay, so in that, if there are no questions, then I shall go to the next part. So here, this is Radharani. Today is the Kartik Purnami. So the moon is already raised in the sky. Now it is the time that Krishna and Radharani and all the gopis having rasa dance. So here in this chapter 55, so here the conversations between Lord Shankar and Parvati, and then later on there is a Suyajna and Sutapa Brahmana. And the Brahmana, Sutapa Brahmana, he says that one who worships Krishna after so many births, he will go to Goloka after many, many births. Therefore, one should also adore Radha, who happens to be the great goddess of Krishna's life, because she is the best of all merciful, and by whose grace you will achieve the great stage, that is going to Goloka Vrindavana. So Sutapa Brahmana says to Suyajna. Suyajna is I think he is the grandson of Swayambhu. Okay, so here some verses are going on, the glories of Radharani. Uh, so I'm just going to recite some Sanskrit verses. Om Shri Radhe. श्वेतचम्पकवर्णभां कोटिचन्द्रसमप्रभां शरत्पारण्यचन्द्रस्यां शरत्पङ्कजलोचनां शुश्रोणीं सुनितम्बां च पक्वबिम्बादरां वरां मुक्तापङ्क्तिप्रतिनिधि दन्तपङ्क्तिमनोहराम् ईषद्धास्यप्रसन्नाख्यं भक्तानुग्रहकारिकां वैनिशुद्धां शुकाधानं रत्नमालविभूषितां रत्नकेयूरवलयं रत्नमञ्जीररञ्जितां रत्नकुण्डलयुग्मेन विचित्रेण विराजितां सूर्यप्रभाप्रतिकृतिकण्ठस्थलविराजितां अमूल्यरत्नखचितग्रैवेकविभूषितां सद्रत्नसारखचितकिरीटमुकुटोज्ज्वलां भभृतीं कबरीभारं मालतीमाल्यशोभितां रूपादिष्टातुर्देवीं च मत्तवारणगामिनीं गोपीभिः सुप्रियाभिः च सेवितां श्वेतचामरैः कस्तूरिबिन्दुभिः सार्धमर्दचन्दनबिन्दुना सिन्दूरबिन्दुना चारुसीमन्तदसलोज्ज्वलात् सलोज्ज्वलां नित्यं सुपूयितां भक्त्या कृष्णेन परमात्मना कृष्णसौभाग्यसंयुक्तां कृष्णप्राणादिकां वरां कृष्णप्राणादिदेवीं च निर्गुणां च परात्परां महाविष्णुविदात्रीं च प्रात्रीं सर्वसम्पदां कृष्णभक्तिप्रदां शान्तं मूलप्रकृतिमीश्वरीं वैष्णवीं विष्णुमायां च कृष्णप्रेमयीं शुभां रासमण्डलमध्यस्थां रत्नसिंहासनसितां रासे राशेश्वरितां राधां रासेश्वरीं भजे Raseshwarim Bhaje. The Radharani who is under Raseshwarim, she is under Rasamandala Madhyastam Ratna Simhasana Sitam, who is sitting on the Rasamandala Madhyastam Ratna Simhasana, and who is the Mahavishnu Vidatrim Cha Pratrim Sarvasampadam Krishna Bhakti Pradam Shantam Mola Prakritim, she is Mola Prakriti. Vaishnavim Vishnu Mayam Cha Krishna Prema Mayim Shubham. And she is Vaishnavim Vishnumayam cha Krishna Prema Mayim. She is the goddess of heart of Krishna, and she is Mahavishnu Vidat. She is also mentioned that mother of Vishnu, Mahavishnu as well. So likewise, and also she is always served by gopis. So here, thus speaking, the Brahmana enlightened him on the 6-letter mantra of Radha, which reads like this: Shri Radhaye Swaha. Besides that, he also enlightened him on the method of uh, pragama, purification of the body, application of mantra, and everything. So I could not read this properly here due to the letters. And so Lord Krishna adored Radha in the earlier times, which is like this. One should offer while champaka flowers to Radhaka, who has complexion of these flowers and bears the luster of crores of moons. Her face resembles the full moon of the winter season. Her eyes resemble the lotus flower of the winter season. She has developed navel region, beautiful and developed breasts and lips, resembling the ripe fruit of wood apple. She is the best of all, having teeth like the lines of jewels, and wears a smile on her face. She is compassionate toward her devotees and is clad in a garments purified by fire. She wears garlands of gems and armlets studded with gems. She was all ornaments, including anklets and wristlets studded with gems, besides a pair of uh, kundalas in the ears. Her cheeks uh, admit the luster of Surya, and the ears, sorry, luster of garlands of gems, sorry, luster of Surya, and she is adorned with invaluable garlands of gems. She wears a kirita mukuta, which remains dazzling with the gems studded in it. She wears the finger rings studded with gems besides other ornaments. So there is further, just I wanted to again, it is again beauty of glorifying here the Sanskrit slokas which I have chanted. So in such a way, one thus performing dhyanam for Radharani. So whenever he is doing dhyanam, he has to offer the flowers on her head and again recite performing dhyanam. So here, those these are called Shodashapacharas. So dear devotees, it may not be possible to have the flowers or everything. If you have got, if you are offering, that is very nice, but you can do it through the mind as well. So here, worshipping Radharani as the with the mantras. Ratnasar vikaram ch nirmitam vishwakarmana varam simhasanam ramyam rade puja anugruhyatam. Offering the Ratnasar vikaram ch nirmitam vishwakarmana. This is Varam Simhasanam, giving the asana to the Radharani. So this is through the mind we are offering to the Radharani. Amulya Ratna Kachitam Amulyam Sukshme Vacha Vaishuddham Nirmalam Chavasanam Devi Grihyatam, and giving the clothes to Radharani. They are completely purified clothes. Please accept, O Radharani. सद्रत्नसारपात्रस्थं सर्वतीदोदकं शुभं पादप्रक्षालनाढ्यं च राधे पाद्यं च गृहीताम्. So just giving uh, all the water brought from so many of the Tirthas and giving to Radharani for the For what? Radhe Padyam Chu Grihitam, for Pad Prakshalanardham, to wash the feet. दक्षिणावर्त शङ्कस्तं सदूर्व पुष्पचन्दनं पूतयुक्तं तीर्थोदय राधेभ्यं प्रतिगृह्यताम्. And also giving the potayuktam tirthodai, giving the tirthas radebhyam pratigruhitam, and which are dakshinavarta sankastam sadurva pushpa chandanam, the flowers and also the chandana, everything giving to Radharani for as a argya. And then next mantra, it is the Gandha mantra. Padivadravya sambhotam ativa surabhikrutam mangalaham pavitram cha radhe gandham gruhaname. So giving Gandha, this is the Gandha mantra. O Radharani, please accept this Gandha. And next is the Anulepa mantram. It is Anulepa, maybe it is the kind of a perfumes kind of thing. So Srikanda Churnam Susnigdham Kasturi Kunkumanvitam Sugandhayuktam Deveshi Gruhitam Anulepanam. So accept this Anulepana. So which is the Kasturi Kunkumanvitam. So this way we offer through our mind. So if we may not get all these things with physically now. So next is the Dhupa mantra, offering the camphor. वृक्षनिर्यास संयुक्तं पार्थिवद्रव्य संयुतं अग्निकण्डसिकाजातं धूपगृहानमे. Offering the dhupa. This is the dhupa mantra. Please accept, O Radharani. Next is the deepa mantram. This is the candle. अंधकारे बैहरम अमूल्य मनुषोभितं रत्नप्रदीपं शोभाढ्यं गृहाण परमेश्वरी. So here this is the deepa which gives all the light, which will throw away or send away all kinds of darkness. Please accept this deepa. Likewise, another offering to Radharani. Next is the pushpa mantra. पारिजात प्रसूनं च गन्धचन्दन चर्चितम् अतीव शोभनं रम्यं गृहीतां परमेश्वरी. So this is Parijata Pushpas. So offering to Radharani's lotus feet. Please accept, O Radharani. And then Sugandhamalaki Churnam Susnigdham Sumanoharam Vishnutaila Snaniyam Devi Grihitam. And O Radharani, please accept this Sugandha Amalaki Churnam. Amalaki is the gooseberry, the powder, and which is so susnigdham sumanoharam. So please take this one too, so that you can apply to your body. And also by applying onto your body, Vishnu Taila Kamaiktum Snaniyam Devi Grihitam. After that, you take the bath. Or Radharani, please accept this. अमूल्यरत्न कचितं केयूर वलयादिकं शश्वस्तु शोभनं राधे गुरुहितां भूषणं मम. Or Radharani, I have got so many of these bangles and also many kinds of ornaments, and they're always glittering and effulgent. So please accept these ornaments, or Radharani. And then next is the Naivedya mantra. So now Radharani is accepting from us. कालदेशोद्भवं पक्वफलं वैलड्डकादिकं परमानं च मिष्टान्नं नैवेद्यं देवी गृह्यताम्. So this is the Pakwapalam Vailoddukadikam Kala Desha Udbhavam. By time, place, and circumstances, I am offering all the laddus and fruits and paramanam, everything. And please accept this as Naivedya. Or Radharani, please accept. Next is the Tambola mantra. After taking the food, next is Tambola mantra. Tambolam chavaram ramyam karpuradi swasitam sarvabhogadikam swadu tambolam devi grihitam. This is the Karpura Suvasitam. This is the green camphor, I think. So this is edible camphor, and putting in front of in the Tambula and giving to Radharani. So Sarvabhogadikam Swadu Tambulam Devi Gurhitam. O Radharani, please accept this Tambula. And next is the Anna Mantram. Asunam Ratna Patrastam Suswadu Sumanoharam Maya Nivedin Bhaktva Gurhitam Parameshwari. O Radharani, I am giving you all kinds of very beautiful, very tasteful rice. This is the Asanam Ratna Patrastam Suswadu Manoharam. So please accept this one. And then Maya Nivedit Bhaktva Gruhitam Parameshwari. I am offering with love and devotion. Please accept. And then later on, the final one, Saya Mantram. Just Radharani, take the rest now. So Radharani has taken the food and also Tambola, Anna, and now Saya Mantra. Ratnendra Sada Kachitam Vaidishuddham Sukanvitam Pushpachandana Chachadhyam Paryankam Devi Gurishitam. This is the Saya, the bedstead is the Ratnendra Sada Kachitam Vaidishuddham Sukanvitam. It is made with all kinds of jewels. So please accept this Paryankam. Pushpachandana Chachadhyam. It is decorated with the flowers, chandana, and everything. Paryankam Devi Grihitam, please accept, O Radharani. So likewise, we are offering to Radharani. So Radharani is so blissful and so merciful. She accepts us because when knowingly or unknowingly, if we are doing like a child, mother accepts very with compassionate heart. Now we are desiring from Radharani a boon. So those mantras are going to be recited now. Glorifying Radharani, at the end we are asking the boon. त्वं देवी जगतामात विष्णुमाय सनातनी कृष्णप्राणादिदेवी च कृष्णप्राणादिका शुभं कृष्णप्रेममय शक्तिः कृष्णे सौभाग्यरूपिणी कृष्णभक्तिप्रदे राधे नमस्ते मङ्गलप्रदे आद्यमे सफलं जन्म जीवनं सार्थकं मम पूजितास्य मया साचया श्रीकृष्णेन पूजिता कृष्णवक्षसि या राधा सर्वसौभाग्यसंयुता रासे राशेश्वरी रूपा बृन्दावने वने कृष्णप्रिया च गोलोके तुलसीकर्णे तु या चम्पावती कृष्णसङ्गे क्रीडा चम्पककानने चन्द्रावली चन्द्रवने चतुशृङ्गे सतीति च विरजादर्पहन्त्री च विरजा तटाकनने पद्मावती पद्मवने कृष्ण सरोवरे भद्रकुञ्जकुटीरे च काम्यवै काम्यके वने वैकुण्ठे च महालक्ष्मीर्वाणे नारायणो रसि क्षीरोदि सिन्धुकन्या च मत्स्यलक्ष्मी हरिप्रियं सर्वस्वर्गे स्वर्गलक्ष्मीर्देव दुःखविनाशिनी सनातनी विष्णुमाय दुर्गा शंकर वक्षसि सावित्री वेद माता च कलया ब्रह्म वक्षसि कलया धर्मपत्नी त्वं नरनारायण प्रभोः कलया तुलसी त्वं च गंगा भुवन पावनी लोककूपद्भव गोप्यः कलां च रोहिणी रतिः कलाकलांश रूपा च शतरूपा च जिदितिः अधिर्देवा माता च त्वत्कलांश हरिप्रिया देव्यश्च मुनिपत्न्यश्च त्वत्कलाकलया शुभे कृष्णभक्तिं कृष्णदासीं देहि मे कृष्णपूजिते कृष्णभक्तिं कृष्णदासीं देहि मे कृष्णपूजिते कृष्णभक्तिं कृष्णदासीं देहि मे कृष्णपूजिते. So this is the desire. What is the desire? Krishna Bhaktim, Krishna Dasim, Dehi me Krishna Pujite. So Radharani is the Moola Prakriti. She is existing in all throughout the spiritual and also material planets as well. So like the Parvati and also Savitri, Saraswati, Mahalakshmi and Sindhu Kanya, likewise everywhere only Radharani is existing. Now I am asking Krishna Bhaktim Krishna Dasim Dehi me Krishna Pujite. You are always worshipping Krishna. Oh Radharani, please give such kind of Krishna Bhaktim Krishna Dasim. So likewise, we are desiring from Radharani, Krishna Bhakti. And then, so there is a further pastime. So I'm just skipping that one. And so here, uh, Radharani, so she with bit of sulkiness, she disappears in from the eyesight of Krishna and everyone else by taking all the gopis. There is no more woman. So at the time, all the demigods they go to Krishna and ask for help. So all we have lost all our concerns, and then now Krishna is going to please Radharani, and so that again Radharani manifest, and then all the gopis and everyone, all the concerns will appear so that demigods will be happy. So now Krishna is going to speak to Radharani in that mood. एवमेव प्रियोऽहं ते प्रमोदश्चैव ते मयि सुव्यक्तमज्जकापच्यवचनं ते वरानने हे कृष्ण त्वं मम प्राणा जीवात्मेति च सन्ततं यद्ब्रूहि नित्यं प्रेम्णा त्वं साम्प्रतं तद्गतं द्रुतं तस्मात् सर्वं मलीकं ते वचनं जगदिम्बिके क्षुरधारं च हृदयं स्त्रीजातीनां च सर्वतः अस्माकं वचनं सत्यं यद्ब्रूमि च तद्ध्रुवं पञ्चप्राणादिदेवी त्वं राधा प्राणादिकेति मे त्यक्तो न रक्षितं त्वां च यान्ति प्राणस्त्वया विना विनादिस्तातु देवीं च को कुत्र च जीवति महाविष्णोश माता त्वं मूलप्रकृतिरेश्वरी सगुणा त्वं च कलय निर्गुणा स्वयमेव तु ज्योतिरूप निराकार भक्तानुग्रह विग्रह भक्तानां रुचिवैचित्या नानामूर्तेश बिभ्रति महालक्ष्मीश वैकुण्ठे भारती च सन्तं प्रसूः पुण्यक्षेत्रे भारते च सदीपं पार्वती तदा तुलसी पुण्यरूपा च गङ्गा भुवन पावनी ब्रह्मलोके च सावित्री कलया त्वं वसुन्धरा गोलोके राधिका त्वं च सर्वगोपालकेश्वरी त्वया विनाहं नित्यो ह्यशक्तः सर्वकर्मसु शिवः शक्ता त्वया शक्त्या सेवाकारस्त्वया विना वेदकर्ता स्वयं ब्रह्म वेदमात्रा त्वया सह नारायणस्त्वया लक्ष्म्य जगत्पाता जगत्पतिः फलं ददाति यज्ञश्च त्वया दक्षिणया सह भिवत्ति सृष्टिं शेष त्वां कृत्वा मस्तके भुवं भिवत्ति गङ्गारूपं त्वां बुद्धि गङ्गाधरः शिवः शक्तिमच्च जगत् सर्वं शवरूपं त्वया विना वक्ता सर्वस्त्वया वाण्यो सूतो मूकस्त्वया विना यदा मृदागतं कर्तुं कोलाहलः शक्तिमान् यत् सदा सृष्टिं सृष्टुः तदाहं च प्रकृत्या च त्वया सह त्वया विना जरशाहं सर्वत्र जनशक्तिमान् सर्वशक्तिस्वरूपा त्वं त्वमागच्छ ममान्तिकं वह्नत्वं दाहिका शक्तिः नाग्निशक्तस्त्वया विना शोभस्वरूप चन्द्रे त्वां विना न ससुन्दरः प्रभारूपा हि सूर्येत्यं त्वां विना न स भानुमान् न कामः कामिनी बन्धुस्त्वयरत्या विना प्रिये इत्येवं स्तवनं कृत्वा तां सम्प्राप जगत्प्रभुः देवा बभूवुः सश्रीकाः सबालशक्तिसंविताः सस्त्रीकं च जगत् सर्वं समभूचैलकन्यके गोपीपूर्णस्य गोलोके ह्यभवत् तत्प्रसादतः. So now, after praying, after Krishna glorifying Radharani, she is always merciful and compassionate. Now, as soon as Krishna says these words, and then she is so pleased, and she has manifested in front of Krishna along with all the gopis and the consorts of all the demigods. In such a way, Krishna glorified Radharani on the Kartik Purnami day. So here again, going to the Shruti Palashruti. So what is happening to recite these verses? This is the 50th chapter. This is worship of Radharani, what you are seeing in the screen. So Raja Jagama Golokam iti stutva Haripriyam Sri Krishnena Prutam Totram Radhayah Patennadaham. And likewise, the king Suyajna, he went to Goloka just by worshipping Radharani. So Krishna Bhaktim cha tadhasyam samprapnoti na samsayah. Whoever recites these ones, they will get Krishna Bhaktim, tadhasyam. And Stri Vichedeyah srunoti masam ekam idam suchihi achilabate bharyam sushisalam sundarim satim bhariheno bhagyaheno varsham ekam srunoti yaha. So likewise, this is the Palshruti. If 1 month, if one is reciting this stotra, then he will get the wife, and then very Bharyam Susilam Sundarim Satim, and then for 1 year if he is doing like that, there are many other benefits like Achilabhatit Bharyam Susilam Sundarim Satim again. Puramaya Jatvam Prapte Stotrena Parvati. So Lord Shiva is saying to Parvati Devi, "Oh Parvati, in the before when I lost you, like Sati Devi, and then at the time I have using these stotras, I worshipped Radharani and I got you back. Mrutayam Dakshakanyayam Ajñya Paramatmanaha Stotrenanena Samprapta Savitri Brahmana Pura." And similarly, Lord Brahma also got Savitri. पुरा दुर्वासः शापात् निश्रीके देवतागणे स्तोत्राणेन देवस्त्रैः सम्प्राप्त श्रीः सुदुर्लभा. Likewise, all demigods they have worshipped Radharani. Shrunati varsham ekam cha putrarthi labate sutam. And if whoever is hearing for 1 year, they will get the children. Mahavyadi rogamukto bhave stotra prasadataha. And also, they are free from all kinds of diseases. Kartiki Purnimayam tu tam sampujya patettu yaha. One whoever is worshipping on the Kartika Purnami, Sampujya Padetu Yaha, or he is reciting or hearing Achalam Sri Mapnoti Rajasuya Palam Labhe, he will get the Rajasuya Yajna Palam. Nari Shrunoti Chestotram Swami Saubhagya Samvita. If woman is reciting, she will be always Sumangali until end of her life. Bhaktya Shrunoti Yastotram Bandhan Muchyate Dhruvam. If devotees are reciting that, they will be free from this material entanglement. Bandhan Muchyate Dhruvam permanently. Nityam Patati Yo Bhaktya Radham Sampujyate Bhaktitaha. Whoever is worshipping Radharani every day, Nityam Patati Yo Bhaktya Radham Sampujya Bhaktitaha. what happens? Saprayati cha golokam nirmukta bhavbandhanan. He will go to Golok Vrindavan. Nirmukta bhavbandhana, no more coming to material world. In such a way, the king Suyagna worshipped Radharani. He went back, and then Radharani came to Suyagna and it took him to Golok Vrindavana. So likewise, iti Shri ब्रह्मवैवर्ते महापुराणे द्वितीय प्रकृति खंडे नारद नारायण संवाद अंतर्गत हर गौरी संवादे श्री राधिका उपाख्याने राजा पूजा स्तोत्रादि कथनम नाम पंचशतमोऽध्यायः. So that is the 55th chapter of Prakriti Kanda of Brahmavaivarta Mahapurana. So that is worship of Radharani. So somewhere there we have tried to recall those Radharani's prayers, and knowingly or unknowingly we have recited those things, and we request Radharani to be pleased with all of us. Okay, so I stop here, and dear devotees, if you have got any questions or anything to share, kindly share. Hare Krishna. So if you have got time, so you can just go through this link. It is a education word, Brahmaveta Mahapurana as well. The link is here. I can put this link here in the Zoom as well. Okay. So I take a few minutes more. So dear devotees, if you have got anything to share, kindly share. Ask any questions, kindly ask. Otherwise, we shall conclude our session for today. And your devotees may be having some kind of worship at home on the Kartik Purnami. So we shall conclude our session for today. वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंतकोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय. शिल प्रभुपाद की जय. Have a Krishna conscious night, everyone. Krishna consciousness Kartik Purnami night, Rasa Purnima night. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you so much for giving me opportunity to speak on Bhagavatam and to recite these Radharani prayers. Hare Krishna. Okay, we are going to conclude our session now. Thank you so much, dear devotees.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.